During this next video analysis, I'm going to discuss the common threads of the half volley. Once again, the common threads are specific moves duplicated by all top professionals. And it is these common threads that you must apply to your game in order to improve. Now, the half volley is one of the toughest shots in the game. Pretty much you don't want to hit one. But the half volley really is a result of your opponent's good shot execution. They trapped you on your way up to the net, either behind your serve, behind a return, or behind an approach shot, and you get caught with the ball right at your feet. So for this next analysis, I'm going to use the great Patrick Rafter right here, John McEnroe as well. Pretty much two guys that made a living of rushing the net. And we'll see what we can learn from those two guys and a slew of other pros. Now, number one, you must have the proper grip. Okay, now the proper grip is a continental grip. And then number two, you must split step as your opponent hits the return or your shot when you're coming in so you can change direction. Number three, you must stay low. You need to get down to the level of the balls. You will see every single time one is hitting a half volley, knees are bent, getting down low, but you're actually moving through the ball. Okay, and number four, you must keep the racket nice and quiet. So let's start off with Patrick Rafter right here. You'll see this is a half volley that is bouncing right in front of him. Now you have really two sorts of half volleys. The volley that bounces slightly in front of you right there, where you can actually follow through a little bit. Now you'll see the one of the common threads of the half volley, the most important one, no backswing. You do not want to take your racket back. Maybe if the ball bounces well in front of you, you can add a little bit, as you will see later, John McEnroe, and the ball bounces a little bit in front of him. But pretty much keep the racket very quiet, no backswing, and maybe a little bit of a follow through depending how far in front the ball bounces. Now you will see here, Rafter ball bounces in front of him a little bit. But I want to show you right now is when Feliciano Lopez is coming in on this one right here, that ball is it's a great return of serve, going to almost bounce behind him. So now there's going to be absolutely no backswing and absolutely no follow through. Once again, he's staying nice and low with the proper grip. He's going to move forward and keep the racket quiet. Now right there is the poster pretty much for hitting a half volley right there. This is exactly what you want to do. But notice the difference right here where this ball bounced slightly behind you now. Could you have had that ball in front? No, you couldn't. It's what you have to realize sometimes. They say, oh, I could have taken the ball out of the air in front of me. No, your opponent made the ball bounce there. They hit a great shot. You must come up with the antidote. You must learn to hit that half volley right there, okay? So that's when the ball bounces to your side right there. Keep the racket extremely, extremely quiet. Now, this is the other half volley right there on the forehand side. Well, you will see that ball here is going to bounce slightly in front of him. So now, once again, no backswing, but he's going to try to help it right there with the continental grip and get that ball to stay nice and low. And that is why the continental grip is so important, because you must it will help you keep the ball nice and low. Now watch this ball right there. John McEnroe is going to get down to the level of the ball. Ball's right at his feet. That ball bounces slightly in front of him, so you can help out a little bit. You can follow through just a little bit. And if you follow through with a continental grip, it is naturally going to keep the face closed, so the ball will not pop up. So that's really what you really try to achieve right there. A very, very, very quiet racket, staying down low, and no follow through. Now I'm going to show this next clip here, thanks to my friends at tennis1.com. Marin Cilic right there coming in, and it's a great demonstration right there. Watch, he's got the continental grip. He's going to get down nice and low, no backswing whatsoever, and he's going to move forward right there. He just quiets the racket. Look, no follow through, nothing. It's just pretty much a touch shot. Really what you're trying to do when you return a half volley is you want to neutralize your opponent. Pretty much you don't want to do anything. You just want to be, if they're at the net, you want to keep the ball low. If they're at the baseline, you want to just go ahead and hit a drop volley or keep the ball deep, but you not try to hit an offensive shot. Now let's move on to the half volley on the backhand side. Now this is what I mentioned earlier. See, this ball bounces pretty much in front of him, so this is where he's the maestro. Okay, he's the master right there. He had a little bit of a backswing because that ball bounced right there in front of him. Okay, and he's going to move through it with hardly any kind of follow through right there. Once again, a very quiet racket, but he got away with taking it back because that ball bounced in front of him. Now I'm going to show you right here, Feliciano Lopez right here coming in. He's going to have a tough ball to dig out right there. So hardly any backswing right there. He's going to keep the racket very, very quiet. And watch how he still meets the ball in front of him. And watch how very, very little he's going to do. Right now, what he's trying to do right there, you almost see him kind of guide the ball close in the face. Because you're trying to neutralize your opponent right there and not do much. And just keep the racket very, very, very quiet. Now, see, one of the tendencies that my students have is to really panic. The lower the ball gets, the more they want to do. They overdo it and end up popping the ball up or just missing it into the net. Now, this is a good example of not panicking right there. JWT here, Joe Wilfred Tsonga, is playing against Chase Buchanan last year at the U.S. Open. Chase hits a great low passing shot. Now, watch what he's going to do right there. He's going to drop his racket, just meet the ball right there. I mean, he's in control. He's got his back to the net, but he's just going to meet the ball right there. Now, his momentum is going to force him into a 180 right there, but look how little, he's pulling the racket back to absorb some of the weight of the ball right there to barely get the ball over the net and try to, keep the point in place. So you really, there's so many important things here, but to really keep you cool. Do not panic, and as much as you can, try to do very little. Now, this is Dr. Ivor Karlovic right there. And I took this one. The guy is 6'10". I mean, it takes a while for him to get down. But watch on this one right there. He got down, but the mistake he makes right there, watch how he's going to stand up as he's hitting it. And watch the result of the ball right there. He's going to pop that ball. Actually, that ball went out and went long. Because that's a mistake that a lot of my students make. They get down, and then they come up right there. And if you watch how pretty much everybody, like John Macro, the master right there, have volley, watch even when he's in trouble right there. Look how low he stays on all these shots. He's coming in, he's staying down low, moving through the ball. So anyways, I really hope that I was able to help you out here on learning to hit a better half volley, one of the toughest shots in the game. Remember, you must have the right grip. You need to stay down. You need to move forward. And please keep the racket quiet. Do not panic at all. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I just improved your half volley. Thank you for listening. And once again, you can check some of my videos on tennisoxygen.com.